يكن غنيا أو فقيرا فالله أولى بهما فلا تتبعوا الهوى أن تعدلوا وإن تلووا أو تعرضوا فإن الله كان بما تعملون خبيرا. O you who believe, be maintainers of justice, bearers of witnesses of God's justice. Though it may be against your own selves or your own parents or your own relatives, be he rich or poor, God is near to both of them in compassion. Therefore, do not follow your own desires or deviate or swerve or turn aside, for surely God is aware of what you do. The verses that I recited from the Quran ask believing people to stand up for what is just, what is true, even if it is against their own selves. And I think we've gathered here today to recognize that both sides feel pain. And yes, there are members of even my own community who will critique me for being here today because they feel that the unilateral support of the United States for the State of Israel is responsible for the devastation of the Palestinian people. This is something that they believe, and this is why they don't want to come here. But what I believe, as an individual Muslim perhaps, or a Muslim in leadership, is that regardless of, the pain is real. I have been there. What I'd like to contribute towards is a voice like Malcolm's, and courage perhaps like Dr. King, but also what our Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel reminded us of, which is to stand for justice, even if it's against our own selves. We have to end this cycle. It has to come from us. It has to come from the people who believe in justice. It will not come from somewhere else. And we can't go back and forth in this cycle of, well, who shot the rockets first and who is bombarding whom. It comes from us. And we have to stand together. There is no other choice. Muslims and Jews in this country have to come together and understand that what is happening in the Middle East will contribute to the relationships that we have here and the trajectory of Muslim and Jewish relationships here. It's clear that the pain is there, the suffering is there. We have to recognize it even against our own fears. We all have fears. I don't have a script, I'm sorry. I'm coming from a place with a lot of pain and a lot of suffering. For everyone. For everyone. And I really hope that Jews and Muslims in this country can stand together and stand for justice. Thank you.
I'd like to invite Rabbi Kensky, who is the Rabbi Emeritus of Beth Hillel Congregation in Emet, to speak.
As we enter the final hours of this day of fasting, these words from the traditional liturgy of the 17th of Tammuz resonate within me. Answer us, Lord, answer us, for we are in great distress. Anenu Adonai, Anenu, Kivitzara Gedola Elachnu. We Jews and Muslims, observing our respective fasts, have come together in great distress at the violence and hatred in the Middle East. We are pained by the loss of innocent lives on both sides of the Israel-Gaza border. We are pained by the hatreds that have intensified in recent weeks. We cry out, how long must this cycle of violence continue? I believe we have come together this evening out of a profound sense that the differences between our two great peoples can be resolved only if we can come together, only if we can listen to one another, only if we can recognize our shared humanity before God and our common bonds as children of Abraham.